Coming up on today's show, we'll be taking you through our favourite films of 2021.
We'll have a look at what's out this week, including The Matrix Resurrections.
And we've got interviews with Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves. Hello and welcome to What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. I'm Luke Owen.
I'm Ollie Davis.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! It feels like Christmas.
We're recording this the week before, but
still, this goes out.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. This goes out on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all of you. I'm wearing a very festive jumper. You've opened up your shirt, as is tradition for Christmas.
Yeah. I've just had some turkey. Or Yorkshire puddings in a Christmas dinner?
On Christmas Eve.
I've had too much chocolate.
There we go, yeah.
Do you have Yorkshire puddings on your
Of
Christmas
course.
dinner?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd have Yorkshire puddings with lasagna.
Yeah, my lady partner is like, you wouldn't have Yorkshire. That's a Sunday roast thing. And then she
What
said,
do you think a Christmas dinner is?
that's what I told her. And then she said, it's only a beef thing. Like, you shouldn't have Yorkshire puddings with chicken.
That is technically true, but I disagree because
Get out.
I think the Yorkshire puddings go with, honestly, everything.
So,
Do you want to talk about our favourite films of the year?
favourite movies of the year.
So, 2021, we got to go back to cinemas, which was a great time.
Oh my God.
Like that first trip going back was this like real cathartic release. Because Black Widow was the first film I saw as well. And like the bum, 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 like the AMC, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm back. It was horrible being away for a year, but I'm back now. And I feel like I've not actually left the cinema since.
Yeah, to return to the cinema with the Marvel banner at the front, like it was two loads of tear-inducing stimuli.
Yeah.
It was being in the cinema with people.
Yes.
Which is like, you don't look at your phone and stuff, and it really is
Tell that to Ridley
the
Scott.
modern church. And the other thing is it's a Marvel movie, and it's just like, oh, this is what life was like beforehand.
Yeah. With that said, it's not in my top 5 of the year.
Neither mine.
No, neither mine. But what is in your top 5 of the year?
How do you want to do it? Do you want us to just like go 5-1 right away?
No, we'll go one each, I think. So if you give me, are you going to do yours in order? Because I actually haven't ordered
I haven't
mine.
ordered mine up. Well, I know what number 1 and 2 and 3 are.
Yeah.
But shall I?
Yeah, I know what my number 5 is. If you want me to kick off.
I am going to do number 5, Free Guy.
Fun film. I really enjoyed it actually with Ryan Reynolds as a video game fan. I quite enjoyed it actually.
Well, the beautiful thing is you don't even have to be a video game fan that much because it's a great story, and Disney just fudging all their other IP, which some people took against. This guy loved.
Yeah.
I was like, more lightsabers.
Yeah, that was kind of a similar way, really. There's people who are just like, Ready Player One, it's just this that, and the other. I was like, no, do more of it. Well, more people showing up for these things. And also Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he's really good. I think everyone's fantastic. Jodie Comer, Joe Keery, the man with the best hair in the biz.
Oh, man, I actually forgot how good Jodie Comer's really good in it as well. My number 5 is Cruella de Vil. Again, I was talking like last week with SpiderMan, where like every time I thought it was going to zig, it zagged. Maybe I'm just a bit basic, but I was not expecting this film to be the film that it was.
You're just always surprised by the plots in movies.
I think I really am. Wow. Because I don't really know what... I don't know, Owen Wilson there for a second. Wow. I don't really know what I was expecting from a Cruella origin story, apart from, I would imagine at the end of it, Hell Hall will be revealed, and spoilers. That's basically it.
Couple of Dalmatians.
Well, that's it. But there aren't really Dalmatians in the movie. There are, but they're a bit sort of. I felt they're a bit fudged in, to be honest. I felt like they were other dogs, and then some Disney executive was like, "Should probably be Dalmatians, shouldn't they?"
I don't think people are going to get the
yeah. But I thought all the fashion stuff was really, really fun. Emma Stone was wicked in her role, and actually, like the relationship that she had with her two cronies had so much more heart than I ever thought it possibly would have done. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, number 4 for me. Which one? I'm gonna go Suicide Squad.
Now, this was a film that you and I were both very excited for because it's James Gunn with a very fun cast of characters, King Shark. They've done a video game of the Suicide Squad now where they're trying to kill like a Flash who's gone bad. And it really does feel like the video game people were like, well, let's just copy all the designs that James Gunn has done. In kind of the same way that James Gunn reinvented Guardians of the Galaxy for comic books and video games and stuff. Feels like he's now done the same with the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, DC of the comics have also taken that path where Peacekeeper, John Cena's character, is sort of the main guy in the comics, whereas before it used to be Deadshot. I really love this movie. Like, I remember seeing it, and it subverts you so hard early on because, you know, the initial cast of characters and some big names there don't necessarily make it through past the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the gimmick, isn't it? It's the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So then it genuinely wrong-footed me for about 20 minutes where I was like, okay, I'm plodding along. And then I loved it. So it's one of those films I do want to see again because I think I'll love it completely all the way through. But by the end, there are some really terrifically abstract sequences in this. Like the whole end battle, the King Shark stuff. I think it's a far more subversive film than it's given credit for. And really, I love Marvel, but Marvel has a template. The Suicide Squad is really the film of the year that's pushing the superhero genre forward.
So, perhaps I'm a very basic man, as we've kind of already pre-established on this episode. And I found that whenever you and I, we've been working together now for almost a decade across film websites and things like that. And whenever we've done like our favorite films of the year, you've always picked out some like really interesting choices, this, that, and the other, because you studied French cinema and things like that. So you've got a bit of sort of a higher taste for me. Whereas I picked Godzilla vs. Kong because it was two monsters beating each other up, and it was really, really awesome. Did you see the bit when Kong was on the boat and then Godzilla comes out and they punch each other, and then they banged some buildings and they punched each other again, and then a metal version of one of them shows up and they punch that as well. It was wicked. The punch stuff.
My number 3. Sorry, do you want to talk more about it?
No.
My number 3 is, talking of highbrow cinema, is Judas and the Black Messiah. I think this was part of the whole Oscar buzz in much. It feels like, UK cinema is sort of on a year delay to the Oscar stuff in the States. But Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield are just, particularly Stanfield, I think he's one of the coolest actors around. And this film, it's edge of the seat stuff and very relevant to society, So yes, that's my number 3. And you had Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, I'm sure what you just said that was very interesting, but I was just thinking about Spider-Man No Way Home and what happens in the...
Shut up, man.
That's also my number 3 pick, by the way.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking about. I mean, what you picked was a very relevant choice and a very cool choice, but
yeah,
I've seen Spider-Man, so I'm thinking about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's real good.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it as of the recording. You cried?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, mate. Twice. Okay, well, sticking with the Marvel vibe, my number 2 is Shang-Chi.
Samesies.
We've got samesies.
Samesies, yeah.
We've got nothing else that matches up on this whole list.
Shang-Chi.
But I haven't seen Spider-Man, so mine could have been on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you are putting Shang-Chi over Spider-Man?
Yes, I think I am for the year. But that is, again, because I've only seen it the once. Whereas I went to go see Shang-Chi twice. And because the first time, you and I came out and were like, hot dang, that was really good.
So surprised how good it was.
Oh, man.
Which is just a stupid thing to say because Marvel consistently put out great films.
And then I went to go see it for a second time. And I enjoyed it so much more the second time round. And I've now seen it with my wife as well. And she really enjoyed it. And it's wicked. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, this feels like it's creeping up my... it is now my favourite origin story of an MCU character.
Wow.
Owen Wilson.
Wow. Or do you want to do number 1?
I mean, my number 1 is obvious. So do you want to do your number?
You do Ghostbusters.
Of course it's Ghostbusters Afterlife. There's not going to be anything else, is it? Ghostbusters Afterlife came out this year.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm happy for you. And Ghostbusters Afterlife is good.
It's
It's the best film of
It's the best film of the year. It's so good. You talk about like everything that you want from a movie and so much more. Oh man, I want to eat it. It's that delicious. I just want to I want it all over me. I want to bath in it. And I want to watch it again and again and again and again. And I cried every time that I've seen it. It's a perfect movie. It's the best film of the year.
So everyone's entitled to their opinions and there is no wrong answer. But the correct answer is Dune.
Or June.
June. June.
Tell me why it's Dune.
Dune is my number one pick because it is, like, even though it's only part one of two parts, and I really think it needs to be judged on both parts eventually, I can't stop thinking about the damn thing. It's got such a perfect pace. The spaceship designs. You want to have a bath in Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Sure do.
I want to rub the spaceship designs all over me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love them. I want to 3D print them and I want to hang them around my desk. Because every single, I want to buy the concept art for this book, for this movie, and have it on a coffee table.
You know when you move into your new property?
Hopefully.
And you have like your spare room? Do you want to get them and just hang them from the ceiling?
No. I'm going to recreate the big fat uncle guy, his weird petrol bath. I'm just gonna be in there and I'm gonna come out like that. Ollie will see you upstairs. And I'll be under there for ages, like minutes, and you'll just stand there awkwardly. That's what I'm gonna do. I think it's a terrific movie. It's just such a bold movie as well to make because the vision is so expansive. I'm so glad it exists.
I also think that means, on a technicality, Zendaya is our actor of the year because she was in Dune and she's in No Way Home.
Well done, Zendaya.
Yeah, well done, Zendaya.
You've got our endorsement. We think you're good.
But there's still films out this week. Brand new films, in fact, including The Matrix Resurrections. Now, I know there is a man who is sat to my left here who is very, very excited about this movie.
I was obsessed with this trilogy, even though a third of it's no good. I'm talking half of Reloaded, half of Revolutions.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there's two great films in that trilogy. I'm obsessed with this franchise, and I am so glad it's come back. And I cannot believe it's come back. And maybe this would also be in my top 5 of the year, genuinely, because I am really, really excited to see where they take the story.
Oh yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about the fact that we've had 2 trailers for it now, and still pretty clueless on what the film is actually about, and I'm really like that. And I'm excited to see it, and you can get tickets for it by clicking the link in the video description down below. But before you do that, because please do that, here is Amber doing Thorn, interviewing Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves.
Dude! Because part of the thing is that Thomas isn't quite sure about his reality and Trinity isn't quite sure about hers. And so they're kind of meeting as strangers. And so I thought it was really fun to play and interesting how that could work.
Feels so good to be in a movie like that with other people, hearing, having your experience reflected around you, hearing the other people responding. I loved that about the first Matrix, watching it in a cinema with a full audience. It was so exciting.
Right, the buzz, being in the theater, it's like we're going to the Matrix Resurrections.
And
go through it, the feelings that it can evoke. I mean, I think it's really the idea of cinema and big screen and sound and community is amplification. Amplification of emotion, thought, of experience. It's the best.
That's not the only big release. Whoa. There's a film coming out on Boxing Day. What a wonderful tradition that is as well. Boxing Day, go into the pictures with your family. You're all full of turkey and pigs in blankets, and it should be Yorkshire puddings. If you don't have Yorkshire puddings, then shame. But you can go see The King's Man.
Yes.
Which I am also really, really looking forward to.
Yeah, really, really like the King's Men franchise. I think it's such a fun way to take it, to do an origin story of the secret agents, but all the way back to the origins in, the First World War in the 1910s.
I think it's the smart route to take it as well, because I think you can do a lot with Eggsy and sort of continuing on from that. But maybe there is a more interesting story here than Eggsy doing his version of the Kingsman and now seeing what the Kingsmen originally were and sort of how it came to be.
Oh my God. And Ray Fiennes as well. Like, I will watch him in anything. And to see him as a lead in an action movie and he's not like the villain, this is a treat.
Also out in cinemas now, SpiderMan No Way Home, West Side Story, and Clifford the Big Red Dog. What's your pick of the week?
Oh, it's got to be made. Who am I even? I genuinely, it's a split decision almost, because I really want to see The King's Man. But of course it's Matrix. The inner teenage boy in me.
Oh, yeah. I've got my leather coat pressed, ready for it.
I've got a flip phone.
I actually saw something today with a flip phone.
It's crazy.
You know, one of those
it's coming
new
back.
ones.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. A movie that I am super duper excited for in 2022, because they're doing a lot of like posters for it at the moment, releasing those online, and you can pre-book your tickets for it right now. Scream 5, or just Scream as they've called it, but I'm going to call it Scream 5 because
5 Cream.
Well, that's what I would have called it as well. Because
the S is the 5.
Yeah, because the fourth one was like Scream. So I think it should have been 5 Cream, because
it's confusing.
Why would you call it Scream? The first one was called Scream.
Screams. Like
Yes.
aliens.
Again, so I'm calling it Scream 5.
I'm calling it Screams.
5 Creams, whatever it is. I'm super excited for it, and I'm going to be pre-booking my tickets to go and see this, because is it going to be Nev Campbell this time? They released this like poster for it, and there was like, the killer is on this poster. Who is it? And there's one guy who's got a really surly face, and everyone's like, it's probably that guy though, isn't it?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it's probably that guy there, yeah. There's still time as well to sign up for our unlimited card offer. By December 27th, if you sign up for it, you will get £20 worth of cinema snacks. Now, I know it's Boxing Day. Have you got all your Christmas presents sorted?
There are definitely relations that I have not seen yet and have not thought about.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there something I could just like order online that I could quickly get them that will arrive by tomorrow?
Well, do you know what I have got? So my family do Secret Santa table presents. And I've got, spoilers, got my dad. And I actually don't really know what to get him. And I've left it right until the last minute.
What do you get at Dad?
Because it's Boxing Day today.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him some Cineworld e-gift cards, because they get emailed to me, which means I can do my Christmas shopping. Literally, I could do it hours before that sort of clock ticks over into Christmas Day, and I've done it before Christmas.
You said it's Boxing Day. You mean it's Christmas Eve today?
I don't know days. And as a reminder, 5th of January, our secret unlimited screening will be on. You won't know what the film is until you're in your seats much like this, and the BBFC card will be on the screen. What do you think it is?
What do I think it is? Let's try and think of something obscure and funny. I think it is MacGruber. The movie from 2010, critically panned. That stars Chris Jericho also. What do you think it is?
I probably could have used all of your stalling there to think of something that was also funny. And all I can think of is Clifford again.
Oh, Clifford the Big Red Dog.
That's all we've got time for on this edition of What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. You can check out any of the films that we've discussed by clicking the links in the video description down below. And if you do like these two idiots waffling back and forth, there's an audio version of it with extra content either side of the chat from all podcast platforms. I have been Luke Owen.
I've been Ollie Davis.
And that's What's On.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's What's On.
Christmas.
Yeah.